Hello, I'm the 10-minute English teacher. Let's get you exam ready. Today we are thinking about AQA GCSE English Language Paper 2 and I'm going to be providing a walkthrough to question 3. Do feel free to have a look at the other videos in this series, and if you want to walk through the extracts you might want to visit the video available for question 1. Okay, so English Language Paper 2, as with Paper 1, both exams start with a reading section, and that takes you about an hour. Following that, you've got a writing section that takes you 45 minutes. The first thing we do in the exam is we read the extracts carefully. For Paper 2, you have 2 extracts, and after that, you have got 4 boxes, true or false, to tick about your understanding of one of them. So that's what we do for question 1, and that's completed in the first 15 minutes or less. Then we've got a summary question, and there is a video available for that if you're not familiar with what's needed of you for question 2. And then we have a language analysis question for question 3. And then comparing the methods used in both sources is what is asked of us for question 4. Today, we're thinking about the language analysis question, which takes us just under 15 minutes and is question 3. Okay, so now we need to refer only to source A from lines 11 to 19. How does the writer use language to describe the setting? And it's worth 12 marks. So we're looking for, just about under 15 minutes here, and we are looking to probably engage with 3 or 4 references from the quotes in our response. 3 or 4 quotes from the text in our response. So if you would like to hear this read to you in full, you can revisit the question 1 video that's available on the channel and in the playlist. Otherwise, I'll read this to you now. So let's have a little look. After a walk through a strip of busy yet inviting shops and bars, I found myself on the beach. I walked through the shade of the coconut trees, which had a unicorn-like quality, and walked for half a mile or so along the sand before stopping to buy some coconut water to drink from one of the small huts by the road, barbecuing meat and fish. After finishing it, I was suitably refreshed, but left holding an empty coconut shell and pink plastic straw, which led me to look for a bin. I was a little frustrated not to see one, even though a bin or a skip would have stopped me from feeling quite so Robinson Crusoe. It was at that point that I was brought back to earth by the familiar sight of a black bin bag, which I spied ominously floating in the sea. So we've got a setting here and we've got some language to analyse. Now, when you are reading the extract, feel free to underline things that you're going to use. At the beginning of the assessment, when you read this for the first time, that's a really good idea. You know that great adjectives, similes and metaphors, that sort of thing, are going to be called on you later. So underlining them or highlighting them makes sense to you. So let's have a little bit of a think about which uses of language we are going to analyse today. So here are some ideas that we could take away. In the time I've got, I'm going to be analysing 3 or 4 references from the text. So we've got these ones that I've pulled out from this extract. Busy yet inviting shops and bars. We've got the unicorn-like quality of the coconut trees. We've got a reference to Robinson Crusoe, and we've got ominously floating in the sea. So the key terms that we can use, and it's mindful to know that using the key terms alone isn't going to get you marks. What gets you the marks is thinking about what's being communicated, but we do want to seem relatively intelligent and use some terminology as we go. So we've got busy yet inviting shops and bars. So there's a bit of personification there. Unicorn-like quality is a simile. You're going to be surprised if you don't find a simile in the sources that are chosen for you by the exam board. We've got Robinson Crusoe, which is an intertextual reference. It's a reference to another text. And we've got ominously floating in the sea. We've got a lovely adverb there. So those are my quotes in yellow, and then there are the key terms used for them. But this is where you get the marks when you explain what it is that's going on. So for the first reference there, we've got these busy yet inviting shops and bars. So I'm saying that elicits thoughts of celebration and being made welcome. Even the shops are welcoming, so it makes this traveller seem really at ease and at home. We've got the unicorn-like quality of the coconut trees. So unicorns are, from fantasy tales. So this makes the place seem like something from a fairy tale or dream. It's like it's so beautiful that it's unreal. It's hard to imagine just how stunning it is. We've got this intersexual reference to Robinson Crusoe. You might not be familiar with Robinson Crusoe, but he finds himself on a deserted island on his own, and it's an unspoilt paradise in many ways. So this makes us think of being miles from civilization and of this place being completely unspoilt. And then we've got the plastic bags that are ominously floating in the sea. So this is a place of contradictions. So this idea of something being ominous elicits thoughts of death and darkness, and makes the place seem sinister almost. There's a sinister quality to this setting. So we've got our 4 quotes there, we've got our key terms, and then we've got our explanations of what's being communicated. So just to finish on here, here's an example of what you might know as PEA, where I make a point, use my evidence, and then I provide the analysis. So the writer makes the coconut trees seem amazing and spellbinding, as if they're too stunning to be real. It says they have a unicorn-like quality. This simile makes the place seem like something from a fairy tale or dream. Now, if you're going to take that further and you're going to be aiming for the higher marks, you might think about other things that might be being communicated as well. So I've said that it makes it seem like it's like unreal, it's like something from a fairy tale, but I'm also going to take this further if I can. Unicorns are familiar to us, yet the sight of one would be unbelievable, which reflects how the writer is dumbfounded by the familiarity yet otherworldliness of the place. This is the idea that we've seen, palm trees on beaches and coconuts growing in adverts and on telly, but we've never actually seen them experience seeing one in real life. And that's how that idea of being shocked by something so familiar yet otherworldly is being communicated here, which is a little bit more subtle and a little bit more challenging to spot. But at the very least, you should be able to explain a reason why that simile might have been picked. Okay, check out the other videos on my channel. I'll continue to add content. Feel free to ask for something you'd like to see me cover in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share, and